You know, so
Jim and Bob?
Jim Bob Marshall.
Tim Bob Marshall.
Jim Bob Marshall. And I want to give a special shout out to our good friend Manny Lucero, the president of NMOT, and the superintendent of Springer Schools, because the Springer Red Devils are heading to the six-man state championship game next Saturday up in Elida. So I want to give Manny a shout out. I want to give a shout out to our good friend John Vessel. I want to give a shout out to him. We know the Grants Pirates are watching. They asked for a shout out. Tigers, the Taos Tigers, we already gave them a shout out. Mark Lopez down in Cruces, just texted him a little bit this morning, congratulating him on a great year. Job's not finished yet, he says, and I know they're going to be watching, and maybe they'll send up a picture. So right now, but things are just getting warmed up.
We got a tweet from the real Jimmy G, not Garoppolo, Gallegos. So the Hawks are watching. They sent us that, and we did get something on Twitter from the Hornets, so we'll put that up in a moment too. So yeah, definitely the huge crowds. They're out. They're out at Highland. They're out at Volcano Vista. They're ready.
I think Jimmy G's like, it's great, baby.
Yeah, right.
That one seed.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim Bob, you're the Lee Corso of the show. I'm not going to wear any costumes. Call me Lee Corso if you want. I'm not wearing any costumes.
I'd love to see that though, Trip.
Look at that, and look at that. Look at that group. Man, that is.
Oh my!
All right, that's
coming back from Silver.
That's Josh Brown, one of our great directors here at Proview Networks, and of course Ed Nunez.
I've never seen Ed Nunez awake on a car trip. So that's
Jude
a first.
Apodaca.
That's a first.
They are coming from Silver, right? We're
Right.
doing some Western stuff, and so safe travels, gentlemen. Hope you make it nicely, and so of course that's why Ed Nunez
There you
is
go,
going to be
right
with
there.
us.
That's the Hawks, right, boys? Yeah, that's Jim. That's Jimmy G. That's the real Jimmy G. And the Volcano Vista Hawks right there.
I mean, I'm telling you, man, Isaac Chavez and Jimmy Gallegos.
Oh, that old team. I mean, they're just stacked.
But that 1-2 running back punch, yeah, no, we could talk about a ton of players, of course. Ivan Rodriguez, and you talked about Pavia. Their line, so amazing on both sides there.
There's the Highland Hornets, yeah. Sidikoff, one of their big guys, he just took a visit to Fort Lewis. I mean, there's just so many pieces there at Volcano. You know, and that's where the trenches matter, and that's where Volcano Vista is so good. There's Highland right there, so.
The Highland Hornets waiting around to see where they're seated. I know you're saying, hey, get those brackets out. Guys, just shut up and stop talking, get those brackets out. We know. Once we have them, immediately our guys will work diligently in the back, doing a great job. Josh Luna, Jason Pohl, Aldony Iwani, who's going to come on, by the way, because he knows more than most of us do about all of this.
We got one really quick.
Go ahead.
I got to get my good friend, Coach Herm Young and the Cleveland Storm. We're going to have a picture, Coach. You got to send us a picture of the Cleveland Storm. So I want to give a shout out to my good friend Herm Young and the Cleveland Storm.
Oh, well, Cleveland, they'll get a high seed. I think it's going to be 3 guys. I think I've looked at it as many times as you could look at it without knowing the coach's point. I think you're Volcano Vista. You think you're looking at Clovis 2, Cleveland 3, and I think Rio Rancho is going to get that 4. And a lot of people are saying, okay, that means La Cueva's 5 because they beat Cruces by the criteria. I don't think so. I think it's Cruces, and you know when Las Cruces gets seeded, Centennial have to be seeded right after them. I'm looking at La Cueva as a 7, guys.
I can't wait. If that's the way it goes, I can't wait till we get off the air.
Yeah.
Because if
Your phone's gonna go
if
crazy.
that whole district gets those buys and the South isn't seeded until the end, can you imagine the blowback?
But I mean, this.
And I know it's all criteria, but you know what's going to happen online.
And I'm telling you right now,
gonna be awesome.
once Las Cruces is seeded, we haven't talked about this yet. And I want to talk about Coach Ocampo, who's done an amazing job with the Hawks. The problem is here, he would have a top 2 seed. They're 9-1. The problem is they lost to Las Cruces. They have to be seated below Las Cruces. Las Cruces' credentials, their criteria points, they don't beat other teams. They don't beat Clovis. They don't beat Rio Rancho. They don't beat Cleveland. And they're going to be seated below them, I think at least. I believe. This is just my opinion. And then so I think it hurts Centennial. I see Centennial as a 6 right after Cruces as a 5. And Brandon Back and company, the most dangerous 7 seed you'll ever see would be the La Cueva Bears. This is, again, just how I see it. We're going to find out here in just a moment when the NMAA releases these brackets, and we'll get them to you. Glad you could join us, by the way, here in the bracket breakdown. Adam Deal, Richard Tripp, and Sebastian Noel, if you're just joining us. Go ahead, Tripp.
I got one. And this comes from a team that's already playing in the playoffs. Santa Rosa Lions.
How about
Shout
the
out
Lions?
to you, winners today in the Class 2A quarterfinals today. So congratulations.
By the way,
Go Lions.
I want to remind everybody that you could watch the game you talked about, Springer and Elida. That'll be the first championship game, 6-man football, live on the NFHS network. The NFHS Network is your home for all championships. Everything from playoffs. Every playoff game must be on the NFHS Network. And then all the championships are going to be on there as well. So you got to get your
We got a video, Adam.
you got to get your subscription. And here's who do we got here?
Looks silver.
Silver, is that
Is
silver?
that silver? Is it silver?
Socorro.
It is Socorro, the Warriors.
Alden's good.
They're mad for you saying silver.
Yeah, so
right
my bad, Warriors.
Okay,
My
so
bad.
we do know.
Number one seed.
By the way, that's them celebrating their number 1 seed. Socorro, congratulations. We know that you are number 1. Who are you going to play? How does it line up? We're going to find out.
You know what? I want to, guys, if we got a picture from Heath Ridenauer, and I want to break down this picture. As soon as you guys can put that up from Heath Ridenauer. I mean, this is a palace that he sent us to. I mean, wait till we get this picture up here from the Storm, Adam, and let's break down this photo in a minute. But so the Stormer, I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, is that from the 3rd story that he took that picture?
Wow.
That is a palace worthy of a D1 college football coach right there, right?
You know we're spending
I mean,
Christmas.
look at that. Look at Coach Ridenauer. You think he'll have us over for
I
Christmas?
hope so after seeing
First
that.
off, is Coach Ridenauer, I mean, is he going to get a D1 job? Like, come on. That
If he
guy-
lives in a house like that, he already has one, doesn't he?
Come on. I think Coach Ridenauer should get a Division I football job. I'm just going to throw that right now.
That's probably a nicer house than Bob Davies. That was the 3rd story he took that picture from. Did you see that? I guarantee you that house has a moat around it.
By the way,
a moat, an indoor pool, and an outdoor
The
pool.
2-time CIF champion, Coach Dominic Bramante, he's very upset with you.
What's
want
new?
you to know
What's
that.
new, right?
I want to go back to Socorro really quick
Yeah.
because you talked about Aaron Ocampo. Well, his
Yes.
brother, of course, Damien is the head coach at Socorro.
Doing
And
something right?
Doing excellent. He got out of coaching for a while, came back into coaching, has the Warriors back on top, sitting number
While
1.
we're
in
waiting
Class
on these
3A.
brackets to come out, and I think they're
Coach.
these brackets going to be coming out here in just a minute, I think, from the NMA, and we'll get them to you. We haven't touched on the classification 4A yet. Bloomfield went undefeated, looked fantastic this year, made a nice run last year, by the way, Bloomfield did. 10-0 in the season, and so there you go.
Bob Alcorn, I think, got his 200th win this year. Congratulations to him. Portales, Coach Jaime down there, man, he's back. Think about Portales, 1 year off, 1 year on, 1 year off, and this year they're back on again. That could be one of those things that's kind of headed for. But the number 1, the hottest team to me in that class, again, is Taos. You got to be careful of the Tigers.
Taos, and they finished 6-4. Their max prep ranking 10, but like you said, they've come on at the end of the season and looked really nice. Lovington, I know they just lost to Portales, a team though that could be dangerous in 4A as well.
But Bloomfield, man, they just grind. They run the football. They play defense. I mean, you know exactly what they're going to get, what you're going to get out of a Coach Alcorn team, right? But they do it at such a high level. It's tough not to go with the 1 seed in that classification.
They got something to prove after that state championship.
Guys,
game
we're going to
last
step
year as well.
aside. We're going to step aside real quick. Hoping to get these brackets when the NMA has them. We'll have them to you. We continue right here from the Proview Network studios. It's the bracket breakdown.
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Hit it. Step it up. Always take the risk. Don't just watch it. Put your phone down and do it. Drip splash like the ice on the wrist. That's a call I can't miss. Do what they say you can. Because there are those who don't and those who do. Let's do.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every Proview Network broadcast live on the NFHS Network. every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProviewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high. It's the Bracket Breakdown, and it's right here in the Proview Network studios. Glad you could join us. I'm Adam Deal. I'm along with Richard Tripp, Sebastian Noel. More to come. We're waiting on the brackets from the NMAA. Anytime now. Once they release them, then you have them. I think it's coming here in just a moment. We'll have the first one for you. Glad you could join us. We want to see your watch parties. Tweet them to us. We've had a ton of them out there so far. We want to talk about it. Once these matchups come, we're going to get in depth with the experts right here in front of me. Guys, you having some fun?
He did air quotes the first time he introduced us as experts. Did you notice that, Richard?
We're the experts.
Right. And you know what? I have our Facebook stream up, so if you want to ask a question on Facebook, I'll be able to read that. So if you're out there, you want to maybe ask us a question or anything like that, call out our northern bias, whatever you want to do. I got that up on Facebook, and I can read that on the air. So
I would love for the northern bias. Oh, there's.
You know it's coming, especially if the seating goes how we think for 6A.
It's always our fault, yeah.
But it's only in 6A.
Right, exactly.
Because like we said, 5A is going to take care of itself. 4A, that's going to be in the north. 3A, it's already taking care of itself there. 2A was taking care of itself with Eunice. So things have been taken care of. Elida and 6-man. So outside of 6A, yep.
Guys, this is the first time in a while looking at the 6A bracket, what we can kind of project it's going to be. This is the first time in a while there's no fight. There's no bubble. There's like usually a couple teams you think, okay, who is going to get selected? I think we know the 12. I think everybody kind of knows the 12, and I think Sandia probably themselves know, with Chad Adcox at the helm there, know that they're probably the 12 seed, and then really Hobbs had a chance to beat Carlsbad and maybe then kick out Sandia, but it hasn't happened.
Yeah, I mean, everything was pretty cut and dry, right? Obviously, there was some room for for movement at the near the top, and then maybe they're at the bottom. But other than that, yeah, we kind of knew the teams that were in. So that was
In every class.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I agree with
You
that.
think that is there any bubble really that is there a team watching, praying right now, Trip? Maybe praying for a matchup or a bye, but is there like somebody on the outside looking in?
I really don't think so. I truly don't. I think it's already been, teams already know what they're in or out, or based on where they finished in their district and things like that. I don't see it.
We talked about you can watch all the playoffs and championships on the NFHS network around the state, not just through Proview Networks on the NFHS network, but there's our other entities. Our friends from Sports Primo do a fine job. Farmington actually do a great job broadcasting a bunch of their events out there. So there's a lot of places to see it, or a lot of areas in the state to see it, but it's all on the NFHS network. Starting with that 6-man championship, it'll be Saturday. We'll have that broadcast for you on the NFHS network, and then next week, guys, already, soccer state championships. Friday, starting early in the morning, you have 3 boys championships, 3 girls championships, all on the NFHS network. The 2A football championship and cross country is next week. So all these championships are already starting. It's crazy.
Can I ask a 2A question? Are we allowed to dive into 2A here?
Why not?
I mean,
can anyone take down Eunice?
You just want to go to Eunice.
Yes, I would love to go back to Eunice. I loved my trip to Eunice. Well, I wouldn't be there probably again.
Well, I'd hate to say no because we're going to offend someone,
Right.
but quite honestly, I don't see it this year. They're just on some kind of roll.
Because I did that game last year, and you could see the amount of people that they'd have coming back this year. Even losing Coach Stevens, just the amount of players back this year. I mean, I had a feeling they'd be right back here.
Estancia, I'm just going to throw out some names, but they're so well loaded. I mean, it's not so well loaded, but they're so loaded this year. Like you say, coming off last year, even for a school that size, when people say reload, it's like they just keep coming.
Right. Santa Rosa's hit some tough times, obviously, but they got to win today, didn't they?
They got to win today. The Lions won. Coach Mario over there, great job. So, and that's one team I always say this about the Santa Rosa Lions. Maybe because they're from my neck of the woods, so to speak. But man, down and dirty, you want to get into a grind out, let's do this kind of football game, smash mouth. Probably no one better does it than Santa Rosa.
Again, we're waiting on these brackets. We hear that they're coming out right now from the NMAs, so our team will build them for you and get these as soon as we can. If you have a watch party, we want to see it. Tweet it to us or send it on Facebook, and we'll put it up for you. So brackets being released in the NMA, and we're going to get you those fixtures and what they look like here in just a second. Guys, you take a look at kind of the season. Man, it goes so fast every year. As finally we're already here, 10 weeks just like that. What stood out to you the most? I'll ask both of you guys through this season so far, the games that you've done. I'll start with you, Sebastian.
Well, it's a couple of things. I think just how impressive Volcano was this year, the physicality, just all parts of the ball. Adam, I've been down on them in the past for some lack of discipline and some flags that has always kind of hurt them, but it seems like they really turned the corner. So that's one. The other thing, Los Lunas, I just love what Coach Maupin has done since his arrival there. They didn't play a home game until week 5 this year. I mean, think about that. And I just like what they do. And I really would love to see that rematch with Roswell, because you have old school Roswell against, Los Lunas, Coach Maupin, not afraid to dial up the trick play. He's got his Rhino package where he's got Santana, Keeney, all the big guys in on offense. Other than that, no one else plays both ways for him. He doesn't like, he tries to build numbers by having every position, available to try out for. So those are the two things that really, really stood out to me. And then, obviously, Dorian was a story all year that we were following. You hoped he'd get back, and he looks.
He's back.
He's back. Yeah,
He's
there's
back.
no doubt. I mean, he had
I'm telling you, I know Volcano Vista's defense is stout, but the game we did 2 weeks, he was not cutting like he was cutting against Rio Rancho. He looked like Dorian Lewis. I told Heath Reiner that. I thought he looked fantastic.
And then, one thing, I mean, I know they're going to get a pretty low seed, but El Dorado, I mean, what Charlie Dodson continues to do over there, they're in the tournament every year. Obviously, they're maybe not scaring anybody this year, but you never know. I mean, we did that last game. If the conditions are right, where they can just run the ball, they had a drive, I think, that went 14 plays, 6 minutes plus. You never know. They could pull an upset, but what Charlie's done over time there is pretty remarkable, too.
I agree. Charlie's one of the best in the business. I'm really going to throw a curve here and say I'm going to talk about 3A for a moment.
Yeah.
Because that's the
please.
one there that kind of for me, it's closer to me. I get 6A, 5A for you. But this one here, you know, Dexter coming in as a defending state champ. But Tularosa takes over the top spot. Hope is back in stride. The Robertson Cardinals playing their style of football
I feel like
this time of the year.
this is a wild card. This whole
Exactly. This
3A.
entire 3A class it's equivalent to 6A in that there's 4 or 5 teams in that thing that can honestly win it.
Well, how about Hope?
I'm going to cut you guys off. I'm going to cut you guys. You speak of it, so let's take a look at it. Our first release from the NMAA. Here is your 3A bracket. Socorro, we do know is the 1 seed. They will play the winner of the 8-9 matchup, Raton and St. Mike's. You see the 5-12, Tularosa Zuni, the last team to get in. Dexter waits. They're the 4 seed. Robertson, they get the overall 3 seed, I believe that is up there. Okay, there it is. 3 seed. They're going to take on the winner of either Las Vegas, West Las Vegas, the Dons, or Hot Spring. And then the overall 2 seed, it's Hope Christian. Hope Christian will take on either Nimi or Cobre in the 7-10 matchup. Your Dons get that 6 seed.
Well, actually, you want to congratulate them because they actually finished in second in their district due to a 3-way tie with Raton and St. Mike's. Raton beat St. Mike's today. Call it an upset, but now they get to host St. Mike's next week in the first round of the playoffs. Man, I'll tell you, it's like I said, this is one of those things where Tularosa looked like they were going to run away and hide with it until last night, and Dexter came back, man. This is, like I said, you got Socorro, you got Robertson, you got Hope, you got Dexter, you got Tularosa, you got West. You got 5 or 6 teams right there, man, that can come out of this thing.
Again, this just released from the NMAA, and we are giving it to you. This is the official 3A football tournament. This is the bracket from them, and so we knew Socorro was going to be there. Really like a potential rematch between Robertson and Hope, but maybe, if they get there to that semis. Remember, Robertson upset at Hope last year in the quarters, so that's in front of it as well.
How about what Hope's done, though? They had, 4 quarterbacks in the program last year. One of them graduates. The others leave the program. Most of them, I think, out of state, if I remember what Coach Beck told me. So there is Coach Beck at the beginning of the season, needs a quarterback. Just say, hey, Evans, get over here. 6'6" Colin Evans starts playing quarterback. Obviously he's got Ryan Cosper back, so there's got some weapons there. But, quarterback was a real question, and Colin's done a nice job. And look, they earned the 2 seed.
Richard, Tularosa 7-2 in the season. They were number 1 in Max Prep rankings. They're not going to get a bye. They're going to have to take on Zuni. They shouldn't have a problem there, but still have to play a first-round game.
Well, no, they shouldn't have a problem with Zuni at all, but that second game with
How about that with Dexter looming in front of them? 8-2 on the season, Dexter.
And they just played Friday night, and Dexter beat them. I think Dexter's out to prove something.
Wow.
That was one team, again, that's one of those 3A teams everybody thought, well, in 3A, if you win it, you're going to be down for 2 or 3 years. You got to reload. Dexter, they just came right back. They started number 1, fell off, came right back up. They had that game circled all season long, the Tularosa game. It's going to be fun. This one's going to be a lot of fun.
Again, this is the 3A bracket. You've got Raton and St. Mike's in that opening round of the 8-9. Raton will host St. Mike's. Winner plays Socorro. You've got Tularosa, the 5 seed, taking on the 12 seed Zuni. Tularosa will host that first round. You also have the West Las Vegas Dons taking on Hot Springs in the 6-11. West Las Vegas will host that. Winner plays the 3 seed. Robertson in the 2 seed Hope have the bye, and they'll play the winner of the 7 seed Nimi or the 10 seed Cobre. Nimi will host Cobre. Coin flip? You're saying coin flip?
That 10-7's a coin flip. Las Vegas, get ready. If the Dons knock off Hot Springs, here we go again. Yeah, that 10-7's a coin flip. Just flip it. 8-9, St. Mike's Raton, coin flip. St. Mike's, the last 2 games have not, to be honest, they haven't looked too good. I'm sure Joey Fernandez will straighten that out, in my opinion.
Don's had a nice showing against Robertson, right? Give us the skinny on that.
Well, I didn't see the game because we were doing the Highlands.
Well, you're an insider. I know you've heard.
Well, they lost 14-0. It was 7-0 at the end of the first, 7-0 going into the fourth.
You're an insider. I love it.
The Dons had a couple of big turnovers that kind of turned it around. They held Padilla, who's one of the state's leading scorers, in check. But, Robertson right now has, I hate to say it, call myself a Don. They have our number right now.
That's why I bring it up. I was surprised by that 14-0 score. I thought that one would go a little more sideways for the Dons. I thought Robertson would handle it a little easier, and they didn't. I mean, they got to be itching for a rematch there if you're a West Las Vegas fan.
Well, just to kind of give you a little insight, it was about 3 years ago. We played Robertson. Robertson destroyed us. I'll say us. I was the AD at the time. We play him in the We play him in the quarterfinals.
They're always a Don. It's okay.
Once a Don, always a Don. Once a Ram. We know. But anyway, we come to the quarterfinals, lose 14-13. So, just saying.
Okay. Again, that's the 3A brackets being released by the NMAA. Your guys are working together to put the brackets on for you. I believe we've got 4A here, and so here you go. Official from the NMAA. This is what your 4A bracket looks like, and we do know the 1 seed is Bloomfield. Bloomfield's the 1, and then the 8-9. Ruidosa's going to host St. Pius. Curious if St. Pius was going to get a home game. Not. You've got the 5-12 matchup. Kirtland Central's going to host Moriarty. Grants, they get a bye. They're the 4 seed. Lovington's the 3. They'll play the winner of Aztec and Bernalillo. That's 6-11 matchup. And then Taos, the overall 7 seed. You like them. They're going to take on Silver. Winner of that game gets the Portales Rams. The overall 2 seed. There, gentlemen, is your 4A bracket.
Oh, man.
What are you looking at, Trip?
Well, I'm kind of looking at the Aztec Bernalillo game because, well, Aztec can be up and down. They've been up and down a little bit, throughout the year. Bernalillo, who knows? But that 8-9 matchup, of course, we always say Kirtland. No disrespect to the Pintos, but I think Kirtland right now is playing good football. I really see a collision course here between Portales and Bloomfield. They've been 1 and 2 most of the year. Lovington, it's good to see them back.
Is there any history there?
Good to see the Cats back.
Do you know Bloomfield and Portales? Is there any playoff history?
There is, but you got to go back to the old 3A days, and they were both in 3A. It's good to see the Wildcats back in Lovington, man. They kind of disappeared for a while. They're back, and I got to congratulate the Grants Pirates. First time, I believe it's something like 20 years or something they posted last night. Their first district championship,
and they're going to get a bye, and they're going to host in the quarterfinals.
So I want to congratulate them on that. Bloomfield, like we talked about earlier, Coach Alcorn, Coach Jaime down in Lovington, man, they've had great years. But again, the problem with Portales, and I keep saying this about Taos, they're hot right now. I'll leave it at that.
And a team with some pedigree, and they're hot at the right time. The tournament starts. Yeah, I mean that's not someone I would want to see. Even they got a 7 by their name, but I don't think that means much.
I think Bloomfield's got to like their side of the bracket.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I think so.
What about Kirtland Central? Can they be any problems as a 5 seed?
Well, they could with Grants. That won't. I'm not saying they're going to walk into Moriarty and destroy them either, but I think that's going to be a tough matchup for Grants. I really do, because Kirtland, from what I've seen of their scores and kind of read about them a little bit, not bad. That could be a very scary game.
We're live here at the Proview Network studios, live on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. You could catch us and comment if you'd like. If you'd like to drop a watch party, we want to see it. We'll put it here. We're also live on Comcast Channel 26. And who do we got, guys? This is Gadsden. Is that right? No, that can't be right.
That's Santa Teresa High School, I think, right? I see some STs there. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. We apologize.
The Warriors.
Santa Teresa, guys.
Huh, right on.
Well, Santa Teresa, get this, they're 7-2 this year. And so they're looking to find out where they're going to be in this bracket, which is the one that's going to come up. We've released the 3 and the 4 from the NMAA.
There's Deming right there. They're watching.
You guys, Deming 8-2 this year. They finished 7th in Max Preps. They're looking for some home game and a little bit of love, trying to find out where they're seated here soon.
Food.
That's all I see.
That's a good looking spread, right? I see all that food spread out. Yeah, that's good. Where's that from?
I have not. Who was that? We haven't seen any Frito pies. What's up?
Revive the challenge. There you go.
Right. Come basketball season, it's on,
yeah,
baby.
right.
It's on.
All right, we're always thinking about food here at Proview Networks. All right, so the NMA, we've shown you the 3A, the 4A. I think working on the 5A. Guys, we're working on the 5A. We'll have it for you here in
Oh, it's
just
done?
a second.
Oh, okay.
Well, ask and you shall receive. The best crew
Oh.
that there is. Here it comes.
This one has me very, very
I know
interested.
you're excited. I know you're excited, Richard. A lot of people watching excited as well, especially a lot of those teams that we just showed. Deming, Santa Teresa. We've seen a few of them trying to find out where they're at.
I'm happy.
Here we go.
For the Deming Wildcats.
Here's your 5A bracket, Roswell. We know they're the 1 seed. They'll take on the winner of Santa Teresa, who will host Alamogordo with their big win. That's the 8 and 9. Deming, you are the 5 seed. You get Berlin, who sneak into this tournament at the 12 seed. The overall 4 seed, Farmington. We thought they'd get the last bye. They did. Goddard, you are number 3. You'll play the winner of Piedra Vista, the 6. Taking on, how about that, the Highland Hornets, the 11 seed. They're going to have to go play Piedra Vista again. And then you've got Capital, the 7 seed, as they take on, I don't ever think I've said this, Artesia, the 10 seed. Winner of that gets Las Lunas, the 2. There's your 5